Checking out. Sorry, I'm very nervous. Do you even know the things that make you happy? Can I start again? I'm sorry. Just try to gain up. It's down. Promise I'll get it this time. Okay. Do you even know about the things that make you happy and more? I won't cry, hold you in my arms, keep you safe and beautiful Our next speaker is Shay Walker.
My life is like a movie, and I do my own stunts. Lil Wayne. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Shay Walker, and for my project, I decided to do movie stunts. I chose to do this as I found it an interesting subject, and I thought it would be fun, which it was. The history of movie stunts sets a movement of growth in the movie industry, giving it the tools to grow into something great. The history of movie stunts establishes not only the path in which movies have taken to become what they are today, Sorry. We would also have very boring movies if Frank Hanaway, the first stuntman, did not perform the first stunt, setting the path for others to follow in his footsteps. Even though Frank Hanaway was the first ever stuntman, there is not a lot of information about him. I did find out that the movie he performed in was called The Great Train Robbery. This is where he did the first qualified stunt. However, it is unclear what the first stunt he did was. It was either him falling off a train or a horse. It also seems that this is the only movie he has performed in, which explains why there's not a lot of information about him. The movie he performed in was released in 1903. He was the first person hired to perform a stunt and to get paid to do so. Stuntmen have many devices and safety equipment that they use for stunts. Some equipment that are used are ratchets, ratchets, jerk vests, protection pads, and many more. A ratchet machine is used to pull or launch actors or stuntmen in a flying stunt. You need the right equipment to use the ratchet. The ratchet gives an amazing illusion of someone flying, being tossed, or being pushed by an explosion. A ratchet machine is a device that allows a rope to be pulled in one direction and prevents motion in the other. Jerk vests are harnesses that are custom made to fit a stuntman perfectly. Jerk vests are best for ratcheting, winches, and other devices. It enables the stuntman to be hung or to be suspended in air in various angles and positions. Protection pads are not only used for stuntmen, but also for actors that will be doing minor stunts. They are also there for safety precaution. There are knee, elbow, and hip pads that are used. Most protection pads have very high durability and are good shock absorbers. They are mainly there to protect your joints. These are just a few. There is much more equipment that is used for different types of stunts. It is quite unbelievable how many tools are used to create this amazing illusion when we see a film. Not many people know how many instruments are used for one stunt. For my practical, I was able to go down to Cape Town in December before COVID hit and we went into lockdown, which I am very thankful for. I went down to Cape Town by myself to see my godfather, who is also my external mentor, Kerry Gregg. Kerry is a stunt coordinator, which is a vital role in the stunt community. You need years of stunt experience before you can become a stunt coordinator. The reason for this is you need to know how stunts work and to make sure when you put the stunts together, the people doing them are safe. A stunt coordinator is someone who will plan a stunt for a particular scene alongside the director. They are the head of the stunt team and for the movie and instruct every stunt that will be done. I stayed in Cape Town for a week. While I was there, I was able to be on the set on an upcoming movie called Escape Room 2, which has not been released yet. It was an amazing experience. The main job I had while I was down there was getting safety pads for the actors. I did not get to meet the actors personally, but I did get to meet their stunt doubles, which I got really close with as I spent most of my day with them. The average day consisted of 12 hours, and the latest I left was about 10 o'clock at night. While I was working on the movie, I was able to see a stunt being filmed and two that were being practiced. The one that was being filmed was on a train set and was of a man being shocked and falling over. The other was of two stunts that were performed on a beach set. The one was of a man falling off a lighthouse, and the other was of people sinking in sinking sand. It is really amazing to see how the stunts were being performed and to see how they work. Unfortunately, I cannot say more about this as I signed a non-disclosure form. I myself was able to do two stunts. The one was me being set on fire, and the other was me being attached to a ratchet. With the fire stunt, there was a lot of prep that went into it. We first had to put on a Nomex fire top, which is a flame-resistant clothing. They provide protection against high heats. Stuntmen use these to protect themselves from a stunt that involves fire. Firemen also use this material. Then I had to put on a thick layer of Zell-Gel, which is a natural water-based non-toxic gel. It acts as a protective layer over the Nomex. It helps with setting the stuntman on fire safely. It helps for the stuntman to withstand the heat of the flames for longer, giving more footage for the film. Then I had to put on a cotton top over the gel. Then I was ready to be set on fire. While I had my arm on fire, one of the flames had burnt a bit of my hand, which was unprotected. My external mentor had told me to go to the paramedics that were on set to get a bit of burn gel. They were there on set because you need paramedics on set no matter how small the stunt is for protection reasons. When I got there, I had to wake the firemen up, the paramedics up as they were sleeping. I told them that I needed a bit of burn gel as I had a minor burn. And instead of getting a bit of burn gel, they wrapped my entire hand in a bandage. After that, we had lunch, and everyone was asking me why I had a bandage on my hand. It was kind of embarrassing as I had a minor burn, and the bandage made it seem more severe than what it was. But I understand that the paramedics were only doing their job and taking the necessary precautions. Something that was constant for me while I was in Cape Town was everyone telling me not to go into the stunt industry, as it was very stressful and a lot of work. Even though I enjoyed doing my practical and this project, I think I will listen to their advice and not pursue this career. Being able to do this project was an amazing experience. It is an experience that has made me grow as a person. It has really pushed me out of my comfort zone completely, and because of this, it has made me a better person. I feel like this is a project that everyone should do. It is a great way to find yourself and a great way to establish your character. Even though movie stunts is not something I would pursue, this opportunity to experience something has helped me grow as a person. I would like to thank my external mentor, Kerry Gregg, for allowing me to work with him and for taking care of me and for making sure that when I did my stunts, I was safe. I would also like to thank my internal mentor, Miss Miller, for helping me with my work, for making sure that I do my work, and for being by my side through this experience. I'd also like to thank Ms. Pretorius for helping me with my speech when Ms. Miller was unable to. And finally, my parents for letting me go down to Cape Town and with gifting me this amazing opportunity. Thank you. I would now like to show a small video. Next up is Khomotso Bayeki.
Dance through life. When you dance, your purpose is not to get to a certain place on the floor. It's to enjoy each step along the way. By Wayne Dyer. Good afternoon, parents, teachers, fellow class 11s, and those joining us from home. My name is Khomotso Bayepi, and for my project, I decided to focus on choreography or dance writing, and the style that I have chosen is hip-hop. For as long as I can remember, I have loved to dance. Whether it's at home, at school, in a studio, it has always brought me joy. As I got older, I realized that dance can be very therapeutic, and it helped me through emotions that I could not understand. In my time as a dancer, I have done ballet, jazz, contemporary modern, and Afro. But the style that I've enjoyed the most is hip-hop, and that is why I chose to choreograph. It gave me a chance to explore a different side of it and appreciate it from a choreographer's perspective. Throughout this, I realized that dancing is more than just moving your body to music. A dance is not just a dance. When you perform a routine, you're telling a story. Your body is a pen filled with ink. the stage is like a blank piece of paper, and your choreography are the words on that page. And the ways you execute those moves and your facial expressions are like full stops and exclamation marks that help convey the emotion of the piece. Like any good story, a dance that is choreographed well makes you feel something, not necessarily happy or sad, but it leaves an impact. But what is dance and where does it come from? Dance has been around since the dawn of human civilization and was the first form of human communication and was around before any written language. The oldest evidence we have of dance is from an Indian cave that's filled with paintings depicting celebrations of hunting, birth of children, and religious rites of passage. But most importantly, they were depictions of dance. Dance was mainly used as a pipeline to the spirit world, and many cultures and religions use it in their traditional ceremonies. The Egyptians would use dance as a way to celebrate their gods. One god in particular was the goddess Bast. Bast was a goddess who ruled the domain of health, sensual pleasure, dance, and music. They also used dance as a form of entertainment and storytelling. Egyptian priests would use musicians and dancers to help them depict important events like stories of the gods. With the spread of dance, ancient Greeks and Romans began to incorporate dance into their religious ceremonies, and they also incorporated it into their everyday lives. There are ancient paintings that depict dance being performed at the first Olympic Games. As centuries kept passing by, many cultures and religions began to incorporate dance into their everyday lives and as entertainment, and overall use dance to spark joy. Through all of this, dance has become a part of our human nature, and it still is today. Dance has evolved immensely, and with many new styles such as tango, Charleston, contemporary modern, ballet, jazz, and hip-hop were created. Hip-hop music and dance has taken over the world and originated in 1973 in the Bronx, New York. And it started off with the DJ, the MC, B-boys, and B-girls. DJ Kool Herc had a huge influence on hip-hop because he created something called the break. The break is when a DJ isolates and repeats the most danceable parts of the music with highlighting its rhythmic underpinning. They did this with 2 identical records, so the loop was longer and people could dance for longer. The MC, who was known as the master of ceremonies and would host parties where DJs like Kool Herc would perform, would hype up the crowds and call on B-boys and B-girls. They were called this because of the break in the music, and they usually did breakdancing. The MC then became influenced by spoken word artists and poets and began to recite poetry to the music. Thus, rap was created, which stands for rhythm and poetry. Through dance spreading around the world, people began to teach others how to dance, and they did this by choreographing routines. In Greek, choreography translates to dance writing, and this is how the first choreographers, who were called dance masters, began to choreograph in the 17th and 18th centuries. They did this by using something called dance notation, where they would draw little figures and footsteps on a piece of paper as a way of laying out the routine, and then would give it to their students and teach from there. But in the 19th and 20th century, dance evolved and is taught more physically and no longer needs to be written. Nowadays, dance notation can be taken with videos or photos. In the early years of choreography, dance masters were very strict because choreography started with ballet. But today, they are more free in the ways they teach, and some of them choreograph their routines with their students by